Yo, Broncos country! Hold on to that excitement because the Denver Broncos just made a move that's got the whole NFL shook. A signing nobody saw coming, but it might just be the key to flipping the script in the AFC in 2025. A guy who's already shined, proven he's elite, and is now rolling into Denver with fire in his eyes, ready to be Sean Payton's secret weapon. Want to know who it is and why everyone's talking about it? Stick with us, because this video is going to show you why the Denver Broncos family is hyped like never before. Let's dive into this news that's shaking up Mile High. Broncos country, brace yourselves, because the Denver Broncos pulled off a masterstroke in free agency that's got opposing defenses quaking. GM George Paton and coach Sean Payton hit the market, looked at the horizon, and said, "It's now or never." The result? They landed Evan Engram, a two-time Pro Bowl tight end, on a 2-year, $23 million deal with $16.5 million guaranteed. That's right, fam. The guy who's been a receiving machine for other teams is now ours, and he's ready to make a difference in the Broncos offense. Let's break it down because this signing is a big deal. Since Sean Payton arrived in Denver in 2023, the Broncos offense has been evolving. In 2024, we finally made it back to the playoffs for the first time since Super Bowl 50 in 2015. Epic moment, right? Bo Nix, our quarterback of the future, showed he's got what it takes to lead with 29 touchdowns and just 12 interceptions last season. But even with that solid campaign, it was clear our offense needed more weapons, especially at tight end. For years, we've struggled without a versatile playmaker, a guy who can stretch the field, confuse defenses, and unlock Payton's playbook. And that's exactly where Evan Engram comes in. Who is this guy? Well, if you're not familiar yet, hold on to these stats. In 2023, playing for Jacksonville, Engram had 114 receptions, 114, for 963 yards. He was the second tight end in NFL history with that many catches in a single season. That's next-level Broncos country. He's a big dude at 6'3", 240 pounds, and ran a 4.42-second 40-yard dash at the 2017 Combine. That's wide receiver speed in a tight end's body. He's not just a short pass guy. He can stretch the field, turn simple plays into explosive gains, and even line up as an outside receiver. He's the kind of player that gives defensive coordinators nightmares. But 2024 wasn't all smooth sailing. Engram had a tougher season, with a shoulder injury requiring surgery that sidelined him for several games. He finished with 47 receptions in 9 games, which would have still led our tight ends in yards last year. Even so, some analysts, like Ben Solak, raised an eyebrow, questioning if Engram is really the answer to our offensive woes. They say he's more efficient on short routes and might not dominate in every situation, especially if Courtland Sutton remains the primary target or if the team leans on the run game with J.K. Dobbins and rookie R.J. Harvey. But let's be real, Broncos country. Sean Payton is a wizard at getting the best out of his players. He's turned tight ends like Jimmy Graham and Jeremy Shockey into legends, and Engram at 30 still has plenty in the tank. Now, let's talk about the contract, because this is where it gets even juicier. $23 million for 2 years, with $16.5 million guaranteed, is a cap-friendly deal, especially since Bo Nix is still on his rookie contract, giving the team some financial breathing room. Analysts like Bleacher Report are calling this the biggest steal of 2025 free agency. Why? Because Engram is at that perfect point in his career where experience meets explosiveness. He's not a rookie trying to prove himself, but he's also not a declining veteran. He's the guy Payton needs to take our offense to the next level. And there's more, fam. Engram isn't just a talented player, he's bringing a championship mentality to the locker room. At minicamp, he already showed he's all in on the Broncos' culture. You know what he said? "It's tough to be the first one at the facility. In Jacksonville, I was always the first. It was easy. Here, there's a bunch of guys working at the highest level. It's contagious." That's leadership, Broncos country. He's rocking a Super Bowl 50 cap, showing pride in our tradition, and already building crazy chemistry with Bo Nix. Our quarterback, by the way, didn't hide his excitement. Evan's football crazy. He's always studying, always wanting to get better. He's the kind of guy who lifts everyone up. Picture this: a young, hungry quarterback paired with a Pro Bowl veteran tight end. That's a recipe for something special. Now let's talk about the tactical impact of this signing. Bo Nix, who's already shown he can command the offense, now has a reliable target in the middle of the field. Courtland Sutton is still our WR1, stretching the field and drawing coverage. But with Engram, the offense gets way less predictable. Defenses will have to choose double-team Sutton and leave Engram free to wreak havoc, or focus on Engram and open up the run game for Dobbins and Harvey. And Peyton, an offensive genius, loves using tight ends as jokers. He can line Engram up in the slot, the backfield, or even as an outside receiver, creating mismatches that'll leave defenses clueless. It's like having a Swiss Army knife on offense. And here's another detail you can't ignore. This signing almost didn't happen. Guess who else had their eyes on Engram? The Los Angeles Chargers, our division rivals. Imagine the nightmare of facing this guy twice a year, catching passes from Justin Herbert. But George Paton and Sean Payton moved faster. They sat down with Engram, laid out the vision, talked about the passion of the Denver fan base and the energy at Mile High Stadium, and he chose us. That's a sign, Broncos country. The Broncos are becoming a destination player's dream of joining again. After years of rough seasons with more losses than wins, we're building something special. With Engram on offense, Dre Greenlaw and Talanoa Hufanga on defense, and Bo Nix at the helm, this team is starting to look like a contender. But fam, let's talk. What do you think of this signing? Will Engram return to his 2023 form and become the guy we need on offense? Or are his 2024 injuries a red flag? And another thing, with him, Sutton, Dobbins, and Harvey, does our offense have the potential to be one of the AFC's best? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I want to hear what Broncos country is thinking. And look, if Peyton can use Engram like he used Jimmy Graham in New Orleans, we might be looking at a historic, epic season. Can we dream of a Super Bowl run? Let's debate it, fam. And one more thing worth mentioning, Engram's impact off the field. He's already connecting with the Denver community, joining events with young athletes and showing he gets what it means to play for Broncos country. He talked about his first time stepping into Mile High Stadium as a Bronco. The energy here is different. You feel the fans, you feel the pride. I want to be part of that. That's the kind of mindset that makes a difference, right? A player who's not just here for the paycheck, but wants to leave a legacy in Denver. And with Peyton calling the shots, we know he'll squeeze every drop of talent out of Engram. So, Broncos country, think about this. With Engram on the roster, what can Sean Payton do? He can design plays where Engram and Sutton force defenses to spread out, opening up the run game. Or he can use Engram as a decoy to free up other receivers like Tim Patrick or rookie Troy Franklin. The possibilities are endless, and Peyton's the perfect guy to make it happen. But the big question is, can Engram handle a full season? He's coming off an injury, and the AFC West doesn't mess around. Chiefs, Chargers, and Raiders won't make it easy. What do you think, fam? Is he the guy to take us to the next level, or do we still need more pieces on offense? I'm dying to hear your takes. Yo, Broncos country, if you're as pumped as I am about Evan Engram joining the squad, show you're part of our family. Subscribe to the channel now. Hit that bell so you don't miss a single video. And come live this epic season with us. This is the place where we breathe Denver Broncos. So let's rally this fan base and make some noise for our team. Real talk, fam. When I heard Engram was coming to Denver, I almost spilled my breakfast coffee. We've struggled so much without an impact tight end, and now we've got a Pro Bowl level guy who could be the difference maker we've been missing. But I'll admit, I'm a little worried about his 2024 injury. Can he handle a full season at Sean Payton's pace? On the flip side, playing with a quarterback like Bo Nix, who's growing every day and in such a creative offensive scheme, might be the perfect setup for Engram to shine. I think he's got everything to be the joker we needed, but I want to hear from you. Is Engram the piece that'll make our offense explode, or are we still missing something to reach the Super Bowl? Drop your take in the comments, Broncos Country, because this debate's heating up. So Denver Broncos fam, what would you do if you were Sean Payton right now? Feed Engram all the targets to dominate the middle of the field? Lean on the run game to open up the passing game? Or double down on defense to make this team unstoppable? Comment below, because our fan base always has the best ideas. Don't forget to drop a like, share this video with your Broncos Country crew, and get ready for the next play. Until the next video, let's go Broncos.